You could be here today and gone tomorrow.
You could. I call that the bus syndrome.
Yeah,
you're gonna get run over
by a bus outside, right? And so, instead of going through life and asking yourself, "Oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda," but didn't, we believe in just taking advantage of it.
I don't think we're doing shit. Facebook says go live. It ain't doing shit.
Oh, it's not recorded?
No, so we gotta start over.
Oh, well, this is recording. This is
That's live.
That's live.
You're a hell of a lot better. You're gonna get the same thing again.
There we go. No, that's
because,
fine.
Well, Facebook sucks.
Oh no! I hope Zuckerberg doesn't hear that.
Yeah, poor Mr. Zuck.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, let's try Facebook again because they're just that lovely.
They are. They are.
Hey, look at that.
Now we're live. Now we are live.
Wow, now we're gonna take
two?
Well, I guess this is take two because Facebook kind of killed the live feed.
Oh, Facebook.
We love you. I guess you didn't want us to show up in the timeline.
I guess not. They said this is too much.
Maybe we should have thrown that into our group.
Probably.
That's another topic.
So for the people watching on Facebook for the first time, what are we talking about today?
I have no clue, but whatever it was, you made me go get a beer before my lunch.
Oh yeah,
because you're going to scare the crap
topic
out of me, and it's that heavy that I just can't deal with it. It's too stressful.
Oh jeez, I hit a nerve today.
You did. You hit a proverbial nerve, and man, I don't know if I can handle it. Mm-hmm. Let alone the rest of the company. So what are we talking about?
Today we're talking about company culture.
Okay.
What is the culture of your company? And is there a right what culture?
I know what our culture is.
What is it? Oh no. Oh gee.
Nerf guns.
Yes.
That is our culture. That was the start of it. That was the very first thing that was bought to explain the company culture.
Yes, this was the.
That was our differentiator. Was Nerf guns.
Yes,
and about 3,000 bullets.
We have we have a bucket of bullets downstairs.
We do.
Don't we?
And, well, I have a Nerf gun over there that everybody knows where it's at.
Mm.
But even in this office, there's another Nerf gun. Nobody knows where it's at.
We joke. This is our home defense system.
Yes.
Against other Nerf people who come
yes.
in.
If there's ever a Nerf invasion, we're covered.
Well, I think it's interesting that we bring this up because if I remember correctly, we had a client who told us they specifically chose us because of these Nerf guns and because they said these people are the only ones having fun here.
Yeah, most businesses are stuffy.
Yes.
When I say most businesses, most marketing companies are stuffy, and what they're doing is they're reading from a textbook saying, okay, I have to do step A, step B, step C.
Mm.
And realistically, from a marketing standpoint, you want to stand out.
Yeah.
And you want your culture to stand out, and you want people to remember you.
Right.
And a lot of people in the marketing industry are very old. I'm an old guy.
Mm.
But I'm also a kid at heart.
Right.
And so we try to bring that out for our customers and our clients because we want them to stand out to whatever degree they want to stand out.
Exactly.
We have some that were technically wearing suits, and it's like that's what the impression they want to push off.
Right.
We have a 100-year-old company that wants to convert from a boring brand to a fun brand.
Right.
So it kind of goes to what the customer wants because they're all over the place. Because, we're in 50 different industries, and each industry we have to be a little bit different.
Right. And, the funny thing is, too, like, in terms of that, people say, oh, it looks unprofessional, and how can your clients and your prospective clients expect to take you seriously if all it looks like you're doing is just messing around all the time? There's one person I follow who's he's a game developer, and all his photos are just like, oh, lunch or screwing around with the crew, or I visited this person, or I met this famous person. Someone's like, if you took, they said all that time you're spending just screwing around, you could actually finish something. But just because you're having fun that doesn't mean you're not getting stuff done and not representing your client in the best way.
Well, if you think about it, everybody needs to decompress.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to decompress some way that works for them.
Yeah.
For me, it's having 3 beers in a week,
Right.
which everybody thinks I drink a ton of beer, but
That's
realistically,
not that.
I have 3 a week. That's my decompress.
Right.
This is probably number 4 because you're bringing on this heavy topic, but
Right.
that's a completely different thing.
Right, right.
And it's about, you have to have fun in life. If everybody says, and when I die, at your deathbed, you're like, I wish I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why don't you do it now? You only have
100%.
one life, and that's it.
Right,
So have fun, but also be serious at the same time.
right.
You can decompress. You can have fun. Never have I gone to work on a Monday, well, since we started the company,
Mm-hmm.
where I said, man, I have a case of the Mondays.
Same.
Or, thank God it's Friday. I never do that.
The way it works for me is just Monday isn't. A while ago, I had a few jobs. I'm just like, oh, God, it's Monday, But
I remember when you first started, 5 o'clock came and I told you to go home, and you're like, what the hell?
what?
It took you a month to figure out, I can go home
And be comfortable
and
with it.
I'm not going to get yelled at
Yeah.
for going home? No, your work's done.
Right. And
Go home.
that's another reflection of, I guess, our culture. We feel that having a very healthy, what do you call it? Like
It's
home life balance.
It's a work-life balance.
Work-life balance is like very important.
100%.
And
And a lot of people are like, oh, we're social media and we have to do it 24/7. And you're right, you do have to do it 24/7.
oh, you do, yeah.
But you don't have to do it 24/7. I don't have to do it 24/7. That's why we have an entire team.
Exactly.
That's what scares me about freelancers is they have to sleep.
Mm.
I mean, so you have one person that's supposed to be doing something 24/7, but they can't.
Well, I know some people who are freelancers, and I said, how do you do it? They said they run themselves ragged. There's no choice. They have to.
And they can't have that decompression.
They don't get it, no.
And then one day they're in business, next day they're out of business.
Yeah.
Or they sell their business after a couple years because they're like, I can't do this. And then they go work somewhere, work for the man, and they're like, I can't work for the man. In their deep, dark soul, and it's not dark, but in their soul, they want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So they'll go back to be an entrepreneur, but then they go back to their old ways of working 24/7, not having that work-life balance,
Mm-hmm.
or they tell themselves they do, but the reality is they don't.
Right.
Or they have people that they work with, maybe they bring on a person or two, but they can't release those strings
Right.
because they're like, nobody can do what I do. And it's like we were talking because we're looking for, we thought one content writer,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're looking at saying, forget that, we need 3 or 4.
I need more than one,
And
yeah.
Could you imagine? We'll end up with about 12 people at the end of this if I micromanaged everyone and I didn't trust everybody and it all had to go through me. That's destined to be a failure.
An insane amount of work that you would have to do.
Yeah, I'm already busy with what I have to do with project management and everything else
Mm-hmm.
that I can't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the culture comes in. Everybody knows they can decompress. Nobody freaks out that, you know what, somebody just wants to walk around the block.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Or there's 2 points I'm going to hit here. In terms of just our scheduling, we don't believe in micromanaging here. Like, I would honestly say, I would honestly say you're against it, from what I understand.
I'm 100% against it. It's like you just came back from a vacation.
Yeah, 2
The
weeks.
week you went on vacation, or the week before you went on vacation, I was brought up to speed on every one of our social accounts.
Yes.
That took a couple days.
Yeah.
But that way, when you left, we know that everybody else could take care of it, but I knew everything going on
Mm-hmm.
so that if there was an issue, and there wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
you were even doing work on the halfway around the world,
In different time zones.
different
and
time
everything,
zones
yeah.
and everything else, but that was the extent of our micromanaging. And to me, that's not micromanaging. That's just making sure we knew what was in your queue. And when you came back with less work.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Yeah. I came back, I'm like, what do you mean that's already been done? So, yeah, I thought about it, or we did this, and that's done. So.
A lot of people, and this is part of our culture, when somebody goes on vacation, we all step up, we split your workload, so that when you came back, you didn't go, oh my God, I need a vacation from my vacation.
My vacation, right.
Because you came back and you're like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
I'm all caught up.
I felt refreshed and ready. What a vacation.
That's
right.
a problem a lot of businesses have is you'll go on vacation, you come back, and you have twice as much work, and you're still expected to do it in the same amount of time.
And the other point I kind of want to bring up on that, too, is that what I notice, unfortunately, a lot of people working now, the management or the bosses or whatever, specifically in the United States, it's like you have to work harder, and it feels like you're working hard, but you're not making enough money. And they say, well, why should you? You're working hard, but the work you're doing isn't hard. So why should I?
No, Bill Gates has always said this, and I love it. It's like, I will hire the laziest person because he's going to find the easiest way to get a problem done.
All right, lazy people.
It's like, wow. That got me thinking. I'm like, why should you work harder when you can work smarter? It might be a lazy person, but those lazy people are often the smartest people.
I know a lot of bosses probably hate you for saying that, but
I don't care.
Yeah, we believe.
That's their culture. If they want their people to work harder and not smarter, that's on them. That's their culture.
Right.
And that's where culture is phenomenally awesome. The culture here, I guarantee with every marketing company in Northwest Indiana, will be 100% the exact opposite of what we are.
Oh, agreed.
Because I'm coming at it from 20 years of experience with Holiday Inns, with Microsoft, with consultants, with Condé Nast, and all these other companies I've worked with. Their cultures were work harder, not smarter.
Right.
And that's why this company came in existence. I'm like, let's turn it on its head. And if you think about it, look at the big companies where, I don't want to say plain is part of the culture, but it is. Look at Google. I think they're a pretty big company.
They're doing pretty well for themselves, I think, yeah.
You cannot go more than 200 feet from anywhere without there being food or a game table.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right. Now, on that note, since we've kind of pretty much gone over like what our culture is and how we believe in just, peace of mind and mental health, and that's obviously a big portion. I know some cultures talk about, like, they bring up the Disney World example. And like,
Disney.
Yeah. And when you're on social media or if you have a personal account, it's not, you have to be very careful what you say personally because you are always representing the company 24/7. Now, I'm not saying we disagree with that completely because, well, John does. John does. I mean,
and I'll go into that.
But he was reasoning out. That we don't necessarily quite believe in that. And I know we've gotten some feedback based on that, and somebody's like, well, how can we take you guys seriously? And then it kind of just goes into this, and but I know you have a lot to say about that.
I have a shitload to say on that. I love Disney. I've been there a couple times. They tell great stories. So from a marketing standpoint, I love them because they tell stories, and I believe content is king.
Yes, 100%.
But if you look at your social media, if I want to know something that's going on with, say, Marvel, I'm not going to Marvel's page on Facebook. I'm going to yours.
Right. I'm the official.
You are.
Marvel
you
guy,
have a lot of Marvel knowledge in the type of movies that I love to watch. And that's why we're friends on Facebook.
Right.
Okay. If you decide to post something that I disagree with, I don't care. I'm on this planet for me and me alone. I accept that you're different than me.
Yeah.
If I can't accept you're different than me, then I need to find some way of not being here anymore. Because we're all different, we're all unique, just like every company is different and unique. You have to accept that uniqueness, and if you cannot accept that uniqueness, why are you here?
Right.
You're part of the problem. If you cannot accept somebody as different, then you are the problem.
We really appreciate I would say, the individuality of everyone here because everybody's very different from each other.
100%.
But it's something that I feel that Business Yeti doesn't quite have one face. It's our personality comes from the culmination of everybody.
But that's the culture of the company.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, if you look at my posts, it's either about my wife and how much I love her, my kids, family, obviously Business Yeti, food, and definitely beer or wine.
Right.
Because to me, that goes with food.
Right.
And I love food. I love cooking because I was going to be a cook prior to doing this stuff. But I like computer programming and marketing more.
Right. Now, granted, I said there are exceptions. Like if all of a sudden I said, everybody should just be wiped off this planet. I'm sure John would say,
okay, Thanos.
Yeah, I'm sure John would say, hey, that's pushing the limit here. Extremes like that, obviously. But companies, I feel that obviously they police the extremes, but again, they police that individuality because it's not professional. And it's like somebody said, what if a client or prospective client came to you and said, I really want to work at you, but Kyle's going to be in charge of my stuff. I mean, he seems like he's talking about like movies and stuff that doesn't matter.
And I have a couple things on that. One, if you're seeing your stuff, you're obviously friends with Kyle, so you obviously like Kyle.
Right.
So why are you bitching and moaning and being a little wussy? And that's what you are. But let's put it on the business owner's hat. Okay, so I'm putting on this magical hat where I'm a stuffy old guy, and you have to do this 24/7, Kyle, or else. In my mind, then I should be paying you 24/7. And you'll be like, oh, well, if you're going to pay me 24/7 not to do anything, okay, well, I won't.
Yeah, sure,
but
right.
I'm only working for you for 8 hours or a little more or less, whatever it is, then I get a say in my own life. And you should have a say in your own life.
100%.
But if I want to control you and treat you like a little biatch, then I should have to pay you 24/7 for that.
Right.
And if I'm not, then all you business owners, no offense, y'all need to grow up.
Yeah.
Most business owners are old guys or old girls. So we're the older generation because the younger generation gets it. It's the older generation. Everybody complains about the millennials being the problem. Sorry, they're not. It's the old folks that are the problem.
You heard it here.
You heard it here from an old guy.
Right. But I feel, somebody said, well, how does that work? I really do feel that that's kind of been the strength of our company, and especially our love of working with smaller businesses. It's helped us bond with quite a few of them.
We accept diversity.
Yes.
I mean, realistically, the only industry we're not in is the adult industry. And we don't want that because it just conflicts with who we are, and specifically me on my own personal morals. That's a choice I made. That's part of our culture.
Right.
But beyond that, I mean, the culture is what the business owner decides, and that has brought in the type of clientele that we want.
Right.
I mean, starting last November, so over the course of 6 months, we got rid of 20% of our client base.
Yeah, people
which scared the shit out of you.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
And that's where on our whiteboard, we said, all right, this is our ideal customer. And I mean, culture was one of the items on that list. And if we didn't jive and mesh well, all we're doing is we're taking somebody's money and we're not giving them the value they deserve.
We're not helping them.
We're not helping them. They're obviously not helping us.
Right.
So it was a bad relationship from that standpoint.
And it was a hard truth to swallow in the beginning because company wants to hear like, hey, you need to ditch 20% of your clients.
But as of yesterday, we have all those. We're now back at ground zero, basically, because our newest sale guy made a sale, which put us right at dead even.
Yeah.
So it took us a half a year to say, you know what? Our company culture was screwed up.
Yeah.
And it was because we were taking every single person that walked in the door. We did not care what their culture was, if they adhered to our core values. And I can say every single client now adheres to our core values where honesty is the main thing in their mind, because our clients are awesome.
Yeah.
The ones that we don't have anymore, we have nothing against them. They
No,
just
not at
didn't
all.
align with us, and we didn't align with them.
And we've had some clients that we've either gotten rid of, or we kind of hinted that our culture.
We sort of hinted nicely, you really should be looking somewhere else.
Right. And
we're not going to fire them,
but
but
some of them were okay with it. They said, I understand.
they're like, we get it, we love it. And a couple of them, we actually did introductions to other marketing companies. We're
Yeah.
like, this is the company you want. And we spent hours trying to find them, and we didn't charge them.
Yeah.
We wanted to get them what they needed, but what they needed was not with us.
Right. And remember, we had one. He told us, like, listen, no hard feelings at all. I completely appreciate what you've done for us. We're not angry, but we.
And a couple of them sent us clients saying,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yes, they have.
You align with them.
Right.
I didn't align with them, but you know what? You do.
You should talk with them.
And
right.
we're helping them grow. So it's like a win-win in that scenario. But if it cannot be a win-win, part of our culture is if it can't be a win-win, we're not going to do it.
We're not going to do it.
And
right.
now we're sticking to our guns on everything, which does piss people off.
It does, but
Screw it.
for us too, I feel like going back to the whole wellness factor, unanimously across the board, everyone has said that ever since we did that purge or the snap or whatever you want to call it.
Everybody hated that when it started.
Yeah, but
You're like, John, we're going to be out of business.
that's why I said, John, we're going to be out of business by the end of the year. This isn't going to work. And
I said, trust me on this. It will be better for us, and I think it has.
But the stress has gone down.
Stress has gone down. Clients are now seeing results, and it's the results we want them to see.
Right.
So it's like an ultimate win-win where now everybody's seeing that growth because they're communicating with us, we're communicating with them. And that was one of the things on the whiteboard. We had a lot of clients where they kept it all quiet to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their culture.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell you anything. They want to put on that magical, I'm going to read your mind hat. And we don't have that.
That way.
Yet.
We don't have that.
As good of a programmer as I am, I have yet to come up with a way to do that.
Right. And that's the thing too, like just the wellness. Imagine like even like the simplest analogy, like imagine the store, we don't have bad clients anymore. You just have clients who love talking to you and they love what you're selling, and that's basically what we did. And it like I said in the beginning, it was extremely hard, and I was very, very skeptical. But
you weren't skeptical; you were scared to death.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna be here by the end of the year because we're not gonna be here. None of us are gonna be here, but it worked.
And now we're stronger than we were.
Yeah,
our clients are becoming stronger every day because now, rather than focusing on the negativity, because that kills you.
Mm-hmm.
We're all focused on all these positive thoughts.
Right.
So yes, we're having fun.
Right.
But we're putting money in our clients' pockets.
And we're
that makes us feel good.
Right. And again,
those are the happy endorphins.
Those are the good ones. Working in a toxic workplace, everyone has said it, and they've said it for years. Like it'll kill you. Like it'll literally kill you.
The problem is a lot of business owners. I'm putting my business owner hat back on. They're wearing blinders.
Yeah.
And they think they have the best work environment. What you need to do is, we actually brought in business consultants, several of them.
Yeah, I remember.
And I mean, a lot of them told us a lot of the stuff that we figured out was our ideal client. But the culture, they said, we have the best culture they've seen in any company.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing every business consultant that's ever come to us, they're like, I wish every business had, which that made us feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But we know our culture doesn't fit everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's a lot of, I like calling them old stuffy people, which some of them are 20-year-olds. Mm-hmm. But the majority are my age,
they're
old and stuffy.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I just don't want to go to my deathbed saying, I wish I would have done this differently.
Same here.
And you're young.
I'm younger, but I've adopted, and here and talking with other people has helped adopt that mentality. And that does that mean I'm going to accomplish everything? I don't know. Probably not, because some of the stuff's impossible.
No, but you're living your life too. It's fullest.
Right. And I'd rather leave this planet saying I tried rather than I wish I tried. You know?
No, and that's where a lot of people on their deathbed are like, I wish I would have done this one thing different, or I wish I would have done those 100 things differently. What stopped you?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand some people might not be able to do certain things, but they can do other things and still live a very fulfilling, rewarding life. And a lot of people that maybe they do have those blinders on, they are living that fulfilled life.
Mm-hmm.
But defining your company culture, I think, because, I mean, all these talks are about starting a business.
Yes.
It's one of the very first things you need to figure out. What is it you're trying to achieve? Are you trying to change the world? Most likely you are if you're a business owner. But how are you going to do it? How are you going to reach your end result 3 years from now?
Yeah.
5 years from now? 50 years from now? Do you want to be known as old and stuffy? Do you want to be known as fun and crazy? Or somewhere in between?
And, you know, kind of my closing note and my closing thoughts on that, there are just so many what I see, like, younger people, and they're vibrant and they're full of energy and they have great ideas, and just every day I see them just lose that drive to just even do their job because of the culture just kills them. They feel that this is the only culture, so this is it. This is the workforce. This is what I have to look forward to till the day I die, and that you can't function that way. And so my hope, and I'm sure John's hope as well, is if anybody watches this, like, to just kind of keep that in mind. And what kind of environment and what kind of culture do you want? Do you want a, you know, just a little plot of dirt where you may grow something and, you know, but that's about it? Or do you want a garden where you're going to grow a bunch of things?
Well, the way I look at it is, one person one time told me, how do you solve world hunger?
Mm-hmm.
And their answer was, easy, you plant a seed.
Mm.
All right, well, the same as for your business. You're planting a seed as a business owner. You have to either, one, be thinking, oh, I'm going to make $1 billion because you're in it for the money.
Yeah.
Which is probably the wrong reason of going in business.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do all the right things, the money will automatically come.
Agreed, yeah.
So you need to think about why you originally started your business or want to start a business and sticking to it. I go back every single week looking back at the core reasons of why I started the company. And if I'm veering off track, I pull myself back. So the farthest we can ever get out of sync is 7 days. That's the worst we can get.
Right.
Sometimes it's farther than others. Well, like when we wanted to do one, the other owner wanted to start an IT division.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Let's align ourselves with IT companies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we do that and we give work to other IT companies because it's a good relationship. That's what they specialize in.
Mm-hmm.
We specialize in what we do. And your culture is what defines you.
Yes.
And when people see me out in public, they know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to have a good time, yeah, they're going to talk with me because they know if they want to go mini golfing, play laser tag, go skydiving, I'm all for it.
100%, right?
Exactly. Where other people will be like, I can't do that. Or somebody will hit me up, like one time I was in Vegas, somebody's like, hey, let's go on live TV because it was a news crew.
Mm.
And a lot of people walked away. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm there. It's like, okay, give me my 10 minutes of fame.
Right. Right. So, again, just a good work culture does more for your employees than, you know, and it does more for your business than just making it look good. It spreads. It helps. And
No, and that's I think that's one of the things our clients love about us
Mm-hmm.
is they see that we're not so serious, but yet when we're working on their stuff, we're so serious it's insane. They're like, sometimes they'll come in, what are you doing? We're working on a client.
Yeah.
But you're not being crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this client doesn't want us to be crazy. That's the craziest thing about 1 minute you're like going all crazy and stuff, and then the next minute I see you, it's like, I gotta be serious. And it's
no,
like,
I've
what the heck? Are you bipolar?
I've said that before. I'm like, listen, I can't talk. I gotta get this done. Or like, you know.
There's days you're like, I can't work in the office. I need to just get away, decompress, and I need to be laser focused for this client.
Yeah.
And we don't stop you. We're like, go for it.
You escape sometimes. We encourage it.
Absolutely.
Because ultimately, the end result is going to be a happy client. Ultimately, and that's what it takes. Just a few hours to decompress. Then whatever.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
But you have to define what your culture is. But going on the marketing side, you need to get your culture out to everybody. I mean, a lot of times I ask people stupid questions, and to me, they're not stupid questions. It's like, are you sitting? I just did a video. Are you sitting behind your computer working on your website? Why are you not with your customer?
Right.
Unless you're in our business, you should not be behind a computer screen.
Right.
And realistically, probably 20 hours of my week, I'm not even behind a computer screen. Sometimes I'm in front of a camera, but most of the time I'm in front of clients.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to figure out what your culture is and how to get it out to everybody. And that's one of the hardest things for people to grasp.
No, I agree with that. And, that's...
And embrace everybody's culture.
Yes, that's
our culture is definitely not your culture. Or if it is, talk to us. Let's have some fun together.
Yeah.
But more likely than not, your culture is not ours.
And that's okay.
We accept that.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you don't accept ours, well, again, going all the way back, you are the problem.
Yes.
Because you have to embrace that everybody is different.
Yes.
If you can't accept that everybody's different, you might not agree with it, but if you can't accept that everybody is different, you are part of the problem.
Yes. So don't be a part of the problem.
Be part of the solution.
Exactly. And on that note, I think that's a good way to
end it.
Close out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I'm John.
I'm Kyle.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah. See you next time.
Thanks.